Why so many families are moving to Meridiana. After hosting months worth of open houses in Meridiana, I've noticed something really surprising. Most people touring did not find this area on accident. They're coming because friends and family live here. But 70% of the people that walked through my open houses told me that they knew somebody or were already living in the area. That's not something you see everywhere. So why are buyers choosing Meridiana? Well, for starters, we have many options. We have amazing builders starting from Perry Homes to Highland Homes, all the way up to the Drees custom build. There are incredible incentives as well, but besides that, the area itself is very beautiful. It's manicured, it's polished, and there are plenty of amenities to enjoy year-round. But I bet you there's something that you didn't know about Meridiana and why everyone's coming, and that is, it's multi-generational, baby. From infancy all the way to the casket. No, I'm just kidding. There's something to do for everyone. Not only is Meridiana great for families and people who plan to come here long term, but they are really breaking way with one of their newest developments, and that is Serenity by Perry Homes. Perry Homes officially has a 55 and up community that is now a few years in the making. They still have new homes being developed and projected to be developed for the next few years. And what an opportunity to have not only the whole gang, your family that you know and love, to come and you're bringing them to this beautiful home that now you call home, but also bringing your loved ones that might not necessarily want to be in a neighborhood that has a bunch of kiddos riding their bikes down the street, but they still want proximity and the convenience of having a beautiful area to enjoy right down the street. That's what's being offered with Serenity. It is a huge game changer for a master plan community to have this option, and it's not something you see every day. Now, along with the simple fact that they are obviously being very intentional with the development itself, the location is so prime for folks that need access to central Houston or major freeways like 288 or the Tollway. In Meridiana, you're only about 10 to 15 minutes away from the highway. It's an easy breezy drive down, and then once you get there, you are full shot ahead, about 25 to 35 minutes depending on traffic. Being realistic with Houston, you do want to make sure you take a look at the times. Some parts of the days you might want to be taking that toll road, and then the other parts you can take the 288 freeway. This convenience of getting to downtown Houston, medical center, easy commute, just a straight shot in. And honestly, it takes a lot of pressure off for some folks that might be a little bit taken aback by not being as close to everything. Meridiana itself still has a lot of development going on, from different shopping centers still growing and different buildings that are projected to be built. They have a few different grocery stores and things to do, some really big ones. They have an HEB about 3.5 miles away. That's about a 10-minute commute. It's not bad whatsoever, but for folks that are more used to having the convenience of just going to work and then to the grocery store and back home, a lot of people have that opportunity before driving home on 288 because it's a straight shot. You just leave work, pick up your groceries in town, head home, and then you're back at your haven. There are a few different things that really benefit a lot of people, especially if you are looking for a location that is in this area, whether that's close to people you already know or to commute to work. There is just so much efficiency, and long-term projection, you really can do a lot and even bring friends and family and know that there's going to be a place for them. Now, even with the amenities that aren't 55 and up community, just talking about being generational, they have the gym, they have the pools, they have the splash pads, they have the putt-putt golf. There's a lot of fun activities to do for kiddos, for families, for bringing families from out of town on the summertime, walking trails for evening times, all those great things. But additionally, there are some other really nice luxuries of having a lap pool open year-round. Whether you're someone who likes to take yourself to the next limit and you are at that lap pool every single day, you have that opportunity, and it is separate from the main pool area. So you're not going to be seeing traffic of summer chaos, aka summer fun. Now, back to these open houses and how much I've learned from meeting with all the different buyers looking in Meridiana. One really cool thing that I found is not only do people know a lot of people, but a lot of folks actually lived in the community already before they decided to jump into a next home. And the stories are really somewhat similar to a lot of folks that are relocating to Houston or nearby areas, that they want to get their feet wet, they've heard so many really great things when they visited or they toured. They were really in love, but they just didn't want to take the next step without spending some time renting and feeling it out before making that full commitment of purchasing a home in Meridiana. Well, now, a year later, 2 years later, folks are out and about, they're ready, they're convinced, they know this is the spot, and they're making that big change. And like I said, the number of how many folks that actually have friends and family or are already living in the area is about 70%. And I've done months worth of open houses in Meridiana, so that really does say a lot about the consistency of experience and the community rating within itself. You see a few different price ranges, typically low 400s all the way up into the millions, just depending on the style that you're looking for. So there is a good stretch of opportunity for folks that are looking to move into Meridiana, but across the board, it is a very well balanced area, and it is pretty unison as far as builders and the plots and the lands. A lot of builders, their whole neighborhood is that one builder. So what's nice about that is that you know that your home is going to be comparable to others in the neighborhood, and there are some really beautiful layouts and different builder styles. And trust me, when everyone looks good, you look good. Now into what buyers love the most. Now this is a big one because everybody has different things that they are looking for in a home, condition, terms, all those things. But the most resounding feedback, it is so beautiful. And it's so convenient. And we did touch back on that earlier in the video, but what I didn't mention, the freedom and flexibility of being in a pretty competitive market where new construction and resales have an abundance of opportunities from different layouts to incentives and negotiation power. Because you have so much new construction, the resale homes, which there are many homes that are only a few years old but are incredible taste, if not some of them have better value than some of the new construction properties. But there's also some negotiation power that you have as a buyer right now to come in and make sure it's the best deal for you right now. And that's because there's so much incentive to move out here with the builders. It really puts the buyers in a strong position to really take a look at the full picture and be able to get the best deal right now. Which brings us into our fourth point, new construction and resale. There are so many opportunities. People don't understand that builders right now are offering incredible incentives, from in-house lending, financing to bring down your rates, to even being able to give you move-ins within 30 days or less. There's lots of inventory, there's plenty of different layouts, and having new construction plus resale really gives buyers the opportunity to take a look and really analyze where they want to put their money. Some of these newer properties, they don't have as much bang for your buck when it comes to square footage or acreage compared to some of these resales. A lot of the resale homes, they're the first on the lots. They are also having the advantage of already having an established community. There's no construction on that block. People are already settled into the homes. You know who your neighbors are. So there's a lot of luxury in being able to already have predictability about what the area is going to look like in the next few years. But also, sometimes some of these builders put a lot more in the beginning stages than they do for the end. And now, let me not sound like I'm knocking down new construction homes, because there's lots of beautiful homes that they can be a lot more modern, maybe even more upgrades after builders have heard what the previous buyers were asking or commenting for feedback on. But with resales, you do actually see a lot bigger square footage for very similar prices to what's currently on the market in the new construction world. And that has a lot to do with the fact that they're not as new, but it gives the buyers a lot more options than if you were going in a community that was only new construction or was only resale. It's a fun little spot right now, and it's a great time for buyers with these two different options. Now, our final point to discuss: who should really live here? Location is definitely going to be the first thing that any buyer is going to want to consider. That's why it's super important to contact us to make sure that we have that conversation about where you're going to be and the proximity. You know, not everyone understands that on the map it may look close and sometimes it may look far, and it's actually going to be a lot different of an experience when you're actually here in the throes of it all. Having a professional like myself to help you and to advise you on your next steps is critical, and making sure you have the best experience possible. So it's definitely someone who is open to having a suburban lifestyle. You're okay with having a growing community, and by saying that I mean going to be about 3.5 miles away from a grocery store. There are gas stations and convenience shops throughout, but they're still in the phases of bringing out businesses and getting more buildings up. You're definitely not having to sacrifice too much. It's definitely suburban lifestyle, but you have the convenience being only a few stoplights away from the highway and hopping on to Central Houston. If you're people that want to bring family and friends and have a community, this is the perfect opportunity, especially while there is a lot of concessions and opportunities for buyers. There's a lot to explore. Anyone that's looking to have an amazing experience, reach out to me. I'd love to help and make sure that you guys are taken care of from beginning to end. And then when it comes down to living, having a manicured area, having amenities to make sure that you have something to do in the weekdays. When friends come, when family members are here for the summer, there's always going to be something to do daily to hang out, to relax, and to really feel like this is a place that you can enjoy and rest on your days off. You know, school-wise, there are also amazing schools, high-rated schools, but don't let me be the one to tell you everything. Niche.com, HAR.com, they're perfect resources to check out the actual data and statistics for these schools, but everything I've heard has been very positive about schools, as well as just the everyday living experience. So if you're considering Meridiana and want help understanding the different neighborhoods, builders, and resale opportunities, feel free to reach out. Before our next conversation, check out this video here to learn a little bit more about Meridiana and get a sneak peek at its current inventory.